This is the second video in a row where I have an apology at the beginning of the video, but I was not entirely honest with you guys in the first Hollow Knight video. When I went back into the profile before I left last time, I didn't just get the maps. I also got a Hallownest Seal, a King's Idol, and Zote. I didn't know if I had accidentally killed him by leaving him in Deep Nest, but no. Apparently, when you don't kill him at the start, he becomes immortal for some reason. Just let me kill him, game! Thankfully, he didn't die though, because we do need him for an achievement later. Also, they made this arena really easy. I love just standing still. Anyway, this video isn't for the normal playthrough. It's time to start Steel Soul. Permadeath. A way to show your ability for skilled players, or for unskilled players, a cause of extreme pain and a waste of many, many hours. Now, I get to do one of those. We don't know which, but let's go! We start off in about the same way as the last playthrough. Fast, yada. Geo, yada. Fury of the Fallen, yada yada. I talked to Elderbug though. He's doing good. Needs more friends though. Always talk to Elderbug. After Dirtmouth, I skip all of the grubs in the early game, and instead I go straight for the stag. Back to Dirtmouth we go! Back to Crossroads we go! Now we can rush the boss. Kill the Husk Guard for extra Geo, and into False Knight. First boss of the game. Shouldn't be a problem, just have to whack him a bunch. Problem is he can whack you back. When going into this run, I did not think I would be dying to something like this. Thankfully, I don't. I'm not that bad. I definitely didn't die to Grossmother last time. Without wind under our belt, we can get the first spell of the game. I cast Fireball! A reward for destroying an entire ecosystem of boulders. Soulcatcher. Utterly useless. What isn't useless is access to Green Path. The boulder puts up about as much of a fight as a mostly extinct bug can, and I killed 2 bush creatures with 1 stone. Now that I know my way around the map, I make the decision to not get any of the maps. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me later. Now, because it is Steel Soul, I do want to get the Lifeblood before Moss Knight. And I get to skip Zote because he is terrible, and I can't just skip him later, even though I want the Geo from Vengefly. Then I make the probably extremely stupid decision to go into the Hornet fight without benching. I almost lost to False Knight. How could I expect to win against Hornet? Easily. Again, I am good at this fight. Definitely won't regret these statements later. We only took 2 damage, so who cares? Now, of course, I need to go to the stag to get back to Forgotten Crossroads, where I can take back my dignity. Grossmother, a boss that is usually on the list of people's easiest bosses, I have died to. Backed by the anger caused by that death, I go into this fight with the power of Fury behind me. Not Fury of the Fallen. I'm not good enough to be on 1 health the whole fight. Anyway, with my skill, I am pretty easily able to kill this one. After that, I grab Shopping Stone, which will be a mainstay in our inventory from now on, and Sly. Dashing into Fungal Waste, you can see my friends, the huge shrooms. I love them just so much. Because of my murder, though, I get the blood of the shrooms on my hands in the form of a charm notch. My mistakes will haunt me forever. The next item to get is the Mantis Claw, which presides in Mantis Village. I am a bit scared of this area because the mantises... Manti? I'm gonna just stay with mantises, which are a bit more erratic with their movements than other enemies in the game. I have a lot more trouble dodging these guys than something like a Tick-Tick. On a few occasions, I get a bit low, but at no point am I actually thinking that I am going to die. Again, this is permadeath. With Claw, I do remember to actually hit the levers this time. I decided not to fight the Mantis Lords because they hurt. I do not want to die. We have opened the mid-game in City of Tears, so we have access to the main upgrades of the game. I also just really like the enemies in City. I find them interesting to fight. Now that I am in City of Tears, I can get my first nail upgrade. We do need more survivability, but, as they say, a good offense is a good defense. I am almost out of money, so going to Lem, I can get 450 more Geo. We are now at the point in the game where I can't really progress in the game without risking my life going to Soul Sanctum without even Shade Soul or Geo hunting. First grub of the playthrough has now been grabbed. I have to save all of these guys. They're just too cute to leave alone in a cage. Going to the City of Tears station, I want to leave so that I can get to the King's Isle in Howling Cliffs. I do also get the nail art that's in there, although I never use it because I find the nail arts a little too clunky and I am a bit bad at the game to micromanage it. After that, it's back to Dartmouth and Sly. I believe that I have enough Geo for the lantern because I think that it's 1,200 Geo instead of 1,800. Then, I get to fight Brooding Moloch. He is so easy, as I am fighting him so late in progression, as in where he normally is supposed to be fought. Now is the point of the game that I choose to get as many mask shards as I can, while also grabbing grubs, just to get Geo. There are a lot of grubs in this game though. I decided to also get a charm that I originally thought would be somewhat useful, being Balder Shell. I have now committed the genocide of an entire species, and it is now entirely extinct. If someone could tell me the point of this charm, please do, because whenever I try to use it, it just breaks the first time I heal or something. So I can't even get the heal off. And then it's broken, so I can't even use the small amount of protection it gives me until I bench again. I go get the nice grub rewards, so now I have more Geo, and another mask shard. I finally have enough for the cool lantern, so I get to go into the Crystal Peaks. Crystal Guardian goes down without much of a fight, which is good, because there is a lot of Geo, and we get that much closer to the Elegant Key. This run through, I remembered to pick up the Shopkeeper's Key so we can also have the ability to buy the Elegant Key. I have always been pretty bad at the platforming puzzle that leads to Crystal Dash, but I have never done it on Steel Soul, and I got pretty scared. We barely scraped through, but we do get Crystal Dash. I find the resting place of some of the snail shamans encased in crystals, but I am unable to access it because I do not have Desolate Dive. I go back to Dartmouth and get the grub rewards to finally have enough for the Elegant Key. Getting those guys is getting pretty annoying. I go to Green Path and check on Zook. He is dead. Still wish I could have gotten that Geo from killing Vengefly King. Anyway, that's Neglect. New achievement! Yay! First achievement of Steel Soul. I almost died of my terrible platforming ability, and I get stuck in Green Path between a bunch of enemies that I take damage to a large majority of the time. So, I take a bit before finally making a decision. This is the first time in the run that I actually think I might not survive. I stag back to Dartmouth to get another Mask Shard, and finally, the Elegant Key. Then I get back to Resting Grounds and do all of the stuff there again, including killing Zero. I take the elevator down to City of Tears and go over to the Coliseum for a little bit. I don't do much here, as I don't really want to spend my Geo or my time trying to survive that. I go back to the King's Station, except I don't have enough Geo for that. Nothing a few murders can't fix. I also go get some more Geo from Lem. I use the King's Station stag to go to Salubra again. while I am there, I get Lifeblood Heart because it is a pretty good charm when about to go into a boss fight. I finally end up going to Sanctum. This is another boss that I am somewhat worried about because I died to it a few times last time. It did go pretty well. I didn't get really close to dying this time. I now have an upgraded spell, which is pretty nice. Then I also get Soul Eater. The next boss I have never, and I will never be scared of. I also found where the upgrade to Dive lies earlier, so I also go get that thing. I then go to Royal Waterways with a simple key I had gotten earlier, but I then switch and head down to the Ancient Basin. I make my way through the bottom and grab the simple key before going and fighting the Broken Vessel. We've got almost all of the movement abilities. After this, I can open up the Stag, and I get a Pale Ore from Crystal Peaks. I just recapped basically 30 minutes in that short few sentences. Then we go to Slygan and get a Mask Shard. Then back to Lem again to get enough money for another nail upgrade. After that, I have the chance to go back to the gross, disgusting sewers and kill the mother of all worms, the Fluke Marm. She gives us one of the most powerful spell charms because Fluke Nest does a lot of damage. This run, I didn't entirely make a fool out of myself with trying to go to Monomon without Isma's Tear. Although, for the keen eyes among you, you can see that I forgot to kill the Dung Defender. The Dung Defender has shaped up to being one of the hardest bosses of this playthrough, as his attacks are fast and will knock you off guard. He's dead. Already? That was like 2 seconds. Now that I am back in Isma's Grove, I can actually get the tears of the giant tree creature. I wonder how salty they are. I stag over to Forgotten Crossroads, forgetting that after Monarch Wings, it becomes infected, but I need the grubs anyway. When I go back to the grubs, I get another charm. Let's go Grub Song! I need to get 3 more Dreamers, so the first one I go for is Monomon in Fog Canyon. To get there, I need to go through Fungal Wastes. Before going to Fog Canyon, though, I want to go to Leg Eater and get a few charms. Something I should probably explain now that I am almost done with this video is that my charm loadouts in this run are a whole lot different than my last run. In the last one, I really had 2 different loadouts, being a loadout based off of fast movement with Dash Master and Sprint Master, and a boss fighting loadout with Shaman Stone. In this run, I have been using one loadout that started with Shaman Stone, but has now switched to our just bought charms, being Fragile Strength and Fragile Heart. I didn't decide to use these charms last time, because if you die with them equipped, then they break and you have to pay Leg Eater to fix them. I didn't want to need to do that, so I just never used them. This run, if I die, there are much larger problems. Again, permadeath. These will now be equipped for the rest of the game. Now going back up and through the pool, I can get a Charm Notch and access the Teacher's Archives. Let's desecrate a corpse. There is only one being that stands in our way, and it's the giant jellyfish. This brainless creature is barely alive in the first place, so it's time to put it out of its misery. We use Monomon's trusted advisor to gain access to the creature's final resting place, where we invade her mind and kill them while they are sleeping. 2 more to go. Going back up, I can go into Green Path. To actually get through it, I need to kill the massive Moss Charger. Too bad he only takes 5 shots before dying. Nothing can stop me! Going even further to the right, I find the Stone Sanctuary, where a ghost of a bug killed by their children lies. Might as well kill them again. No way the second time hurts more than the first. After death, I can also steal their most prized possession of a Mask Shard. Close by to the Sanctuary is Shio, where I can get yet another nail art. The 2 maps that I have currently are really helping out so much. I just got my first Vessel Fragment, and another full mask. Along with the Fragile Heart, we have such an immense amount of health, speeding through massacring another giant shroom. The next dreamer I need to go for is Hera. To get to Hera, I need to go into the scary depths of Deep Nest. The fastest way to get into Deep Nest is going through the Mantis Village. Before anything else, though, I free Bretta. I have enough health now that there's no way I could possibly die to any enemies in Deep Nest or Mantis Village. That includes the Lord of the Land. The only reason they are able to make it out alive is because they escape away from my 2-dimensional plane. None of the spiders in all of Deep Nest can stop my rampage. I go into the fight with Nosk and beat him to a pulp until he is destroyed. That grants us yet another way to make our nail even stronger. Oh hey, the spiders that deal 2 damage. Hope they don't come back again. When we go to the distant village, a bunch of bugs try to trick me into sitting on their stupid bench. I don't take the bait. I go up through the exit of the maze. Never mind. I don't remember how to do that trick. Don't worry. Once I'm done, then these guys will all be dead. In close to a minute, I am able to find Hera and destroy her dreams from the inside. Then I get out in close to 5 minutes. When I get back out, something else had already killed all of the little bugs. Kinda rude. I wanted to kill them. I go back to the resting grounds. Here I can get the last pale ore I will be getting this run. The last dreamer I need to absorb is just Lurian. You know what else is over there? That's right, Nailsmith. With the 2nd strongest nail in the game, we are going to steamroll Watcher Knights. For these dreamers, I don't think that even having a memory is enough, which is why I destroy their mind. I go to Dirtmouth to get my last preparations, which consist of getting a Mask Shard from Bretta and one from Sly. I also get another Vessel Fragment, which means our first Soul Vessel. That's soulful. Then we enter the fight. back to 3 health. Never mind 2 health. And we win our first try, baby. That's Steel Soul and Speedrun 2. Next vid in a week or 2.